Good morning, beautiful people. I'm here today because I want to talk about a subject called Black privilege. Now, a lot of people would fight me on this when I say Black privilege because they think, no, we don't have privilege. We don't have privilege to change this. We don't have privilege to do this. We don't have this. Which I understand in the traditional sense of privilege, when you're talking about racism, when you're talking about colorism, yeah, Black people are really disadvantaged. But I'm not speaking in comparison to necessarily other races or white people. I'm speaking only for Black people. There's a thing called Black privilege that usually happens to Black people who have had several generations or a couple generations who have made themselves quote unquote better or put themselves in a better position. When in all honesty, we're all in similar positions, just with better images, better looking lifestyles. We're all literally struggling. We could be in debt. We could have loans, like mortgages, houses. Like, just because we may have something that looks good and looks a little better doesn't mean we're actually better than you. Now, I'm saying this not because this is how we think, but because I had to actually rewire my brain to think about the way that I was thinking of people who had less than me, people who looked like they had less than me. Like, I really thought when I got out of college I would be living the best life, living large, making enough money to be as luxurious and beautiful as I could imagine, and also be putting in my own work with my side hustle, so I knew I wouldn't be struggling. But the way life went, none of that happened, and I'm in school somewhere else because I did not enjoy where I was. So now I'm looking at a different lifestyle. I no longer live a cush, comfortable life where I don't have to work much, where all I can do is focus on school. That's not real anymore. I realized my Black privilege when I, myself, gave up a cush ass life to go and live differently, lower than what I was living before. Having people disrespect me because I'm younger. Having people disrespect my money. Having people not take care of me even though I've done everything that I've needed to do. In the real world, you're by yourself. And Black privilege is not having to have your feet touch the ground almost. Your head is always in the clouds. Your parents will never let your feet touch the ground if you do what they say. But that doesn't always work. Things happen. So, where do we go from here? When I speak, where do we go from here? I mean, now, let's address Black privilege for what it is. Upper middle class, bougie ass Black people who want to say people who are in the hood, people who are in the ghetto just need to pull themselves up by their bootstraps, negating all of the things that keep them here. So let's be real. Fuck Black privilege. Recognize where everybody is and accept them for where they are, number one. And don't judge them for where they are. Number two, because all of these environmental factors, you can't just act like it's their fault. And you also can't blame them for the ignorance of the actual system. When you don't have the education or you don't have the means to go beyond where you are, then how can you even begin to attack your situation? That's why we have upper middle class, and bougie ass black people to speak for us. But no, you run away from the situation. And you leave black people who aren't in that situation, the same situation as you, to do better, to fend for themselves when nobody listens to us. You have a voice. You have money. That's a voice. Money holds a voice. Realize that. Realize that money holds power. But just wanted to give that little spiel. Black privilege is real. Not in the sense that you may think about it, but really think about it. Okay? Have a good rest of your day.